Hello, this is the branch vlog for 0.2.2.4, the game loop crafting version 1, this one. It is the second part of a three-part series where you see I worked on action previously, crafting, and now I am working on missions. But usual thing, start with the bugs and I highlight so it's easier for me to timestamp it. So first one, crafting does not decrement resources after crafting. This issue related to I was in the middle of migrating from using an item struct concept, not that one, that's that one. I must click it out nearly all the time. This, an item struct concept to a data asset concept. So let me show you it side by side. So this is a primary data asset. You'll see like in the metadata bit in the middle. If I put these side by side, well, I best not do side by side, mess up all my windows. But let's low tech it, and you'll see what I mean. Right. So see name, item type, description, all the way through. There are some extra ones since the bottom. So just extra dynamic logic around, just timings of like when you do how long each sequence should last for. But yeah, essentially you could see it side by side, one for one, at one point in time. So during that migration, the crafting menus used to, instead of having like that one was fine, but where is it? Instead of having current item class, it was like current item struct, and because it wasn't working properly when I went to use the items, it didn't remove the items because it's like it couldn't understand what I was trying to get it to do. So you could just do craft, and the items would never decrement. It still creates stuff. So yeah, just one of those things. You upgrade the system and then you realize there's a couple of legacy systems you haven't fully upgraded. One sec. Sorry, I had to cough. Right, next one. Does not blink PDWs. Animation Blueprint. That's what that acronym is. Yep, they do now. Let me just quickly grab it for you. The This is because I've played around with it. Right. Let me click that, and then let's go to idle. I did make each one of these, if you're wondering. It's slightly less painful than it looks, but it was still tricky a while ago. So you see, now they blink. Originally the ones were the PDW, the submachine gun, the personal defense weapon, if you will. Yeah, just didn't blink. It didn't have two sprites that went between each other like this in a flipbook. So like, not blink is the big one, blink is the small one. Like that. And then there's just timings there. So you can play around with it. You can lengthen the sprite, I guess you'd say slides, or you can play around with the frames per second. Or you can do a combination of both, like I tend to do. There was an issue when I first recorded this video last night. This is just before I go to work today. Right now, I've migrated. You'll see it. I haven't put it in here, but I've migrated from my D drive to my E drive. My D was 850 Evo Plus, and my D and my E is a 990 Pro NVMe. With that, also migrated out of OneDrive, because OneDrive is very, very, very handy unless you're using something and then it locks the item, and then it creates does a suffix on the end, like underscore whatever your PC's name is called, great, yeah, except from Unreal. You might not be aware of this. I should show you it really. Let me get it up for you. Unreal content. Look at this. So I'm gonna have to work through this. What you're seeing here is what you're seeing on the left. Let me show you what I mean. See that? The previous. See, you go. Like I've copied it over last night, so it's all as of last night. But the end ones were 2 weeks younger. So you think, oh well, it doesn't matter. You can just delete them. You can't, because for some reason, if we look at master NPC here, it's just one master NPC animation blueprint, but there's two there, and you think, oh, just get the latest one, delete the other one. Nah, it does something weird. There must be code. Sorry, there must be code on this one that's not on this one, and then when you run Unreal, it amalgamates them. So I need to unpick it. There's also, there you go, like this one, you can see it's literally a different size. There's also an issue where I was playing around with the slots and it was erroring out, and I could not figure it out. Like, it just didn't like me using self on like the slot item, which is one of these bugs which we'll talk about in a bit. It was completely related to that duplication issue with OneDrive, where it had two versions of the truth, so it was getting confused, and it was a full crash to desktop until I figured it out. So yeah, gone off the rails a bit talking about the, you know, data migration, but yeah, we can just talk about that another time. Right, now I'll speed it up. On Resurrect, the enemies stay idle. Right, you will probably find this one useful if you're using Animation Blueprint. Okay, originally we had if resurrected true, play the resurrect, and we didn't have this arrow going back to idle. The arrow going back to idle is, annoyingly, it is a bug. If you go like that, let me show you. Now it'll say false rather than equals nothing. But equals nothing is the same as false. It worked before I did that little click on, click off, so it's just a visual bug. But when they came back, they were stuck at the end of their resurrect animation because it doesn't loop. So it just plays the animation and they're stuck there. So they're still moving, but the animation, so like locomotion's there, movement's there, but animation, sprite updates, flipbooks, animation sources, all that stuff, these rules do not trigger. It is stuck at the end of this animation. I thought, do I need to branch it off to each one of these? Like just drag it off there, drag off there, drag off there. Except for, not the death ones, but the movement and the attack. And then I realised, no, I just need to branch it off back to idle. Idle is already a hub. Really, idle should be like there. Idle is already a hub for all the animations. So once resurrection equals false, gets to idle, and then idle's like, okay, so are they moving? Are they biting? Are they dead again? So, see, it's like factory resetting it. This bug only happened when they resurrected that point in time. If I left the room, came back, it would just work as usual. All if they're walking, they're walking. If they're idle, they're idle. So fix that one. I will showcase it at the end. Crafting recipe item list not showing. Again, this just related to the migration from the struct to the data assets, and the data assets are pulled through the current item class. Because if I just get you an example so you can see what I'm talking about. No, yeah, that one works, but I'll get one that's more straightforward for you to understand. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Do I have one that's straightforward? Here we go. Current item class, the data asset. So what this means is, let me get you an example. Right. Current item class. Let's say it's craftable. So let's say it's ammo, it's a bullet. That's the data asset. So this is the blueprint. There you go. So this is the blueprint. It's not actually that big. It's just because it's to scale. That's the data asset. The data asset is this. So it's all the information to do with it. The information is not held on the blueprint. This, so that's the data asset I just showed you. And then it pulls from that information. Instead of using a struct and pulling from that information, I need to get class defaults. It gives me these top three. I untick index and protagonist. And then I just pick that one and then do that. And there you go. That was a migration. So it's to do with that. Align hotbar keys properly. I need to have a proper look at this hotbar keys thing, because this was, I think, like the second or third thing I ever did, and it was very much, step-by-step tutorials. This hotbar is bizarrely done, because you've got your hotbar widget like that, and then you get a slot inside each one of those widgets, and that sits in here. But you see, you can't see it, can you? It's not that. I've clicked it, you can't see it, so I can't move it because I can't see it. But what I did realize is, for the time being, I can inventory I can set the slots. So I set it to 5 slots, and if I just show you it quickly, you see they now fit on the screen. So it's just a fix to do it. I doubled the size of the slots. I still had the same amount of slots, so twice the size, same amount. I 2x'd the screen real estate it was taking up, and it was just overlapping. That really does need a full rewrite. Actually, I think I'll quite enjoy that. I've got enough of like a skill set to be able to do it now. Right. Missed inventory slot of GI's reset variables. Yes. Sorry. Struct. I think I said something that watch me get some sort of flag now. Where are you? Oh. Let me test this. I think, again, this relates to that thing, I said where OneDrive creates a duplicate and there's like an inconsistency. It's not here anymore. I hold Alt and drag it, let go. I want to do that, but before I do that, I want to collect something, I want to die, I want to restart the game, and I want to see if it's still in my inventory, because that is what that bug relates to. No lighting. Zombos. Let's see. I don't want to do the shout thing, because it's probably still got a swear word on it. Right, dead. Play. Okay. I've fixed it further down the line, because John inventory is cast to John, and nulling John nulls inventory. So I've been a bit of a clever clog, so I've really changed it. But this being missing, yeah, it's still partly to do with the OneDrive thing. Fixed inventory slots. There was, again, this issue where when I play it, you see all the slots when I press I? They were blank. Could not figure out what the problem was. Could not for the life of me figure out what the problem was. I had to redo the full branch. Luckily, I hadn't done too much. Redo the full branch, and now, as I speak now, I've come to realize the issue is OneDrive. Again, with the inconsistency where there's one saying yes, there's one saying no, they come together, and obviously, is it a yes, is it a no? It's a it's a crash to desktop. It's the one in the middle. It's a maybe, and no one's happy. So, fixed it by having to do the branch again. That's why you'll see, even though it's called that, it's actually called fixed. If I just crack this open to show you, fixed because it broke it. There we go. Right. Let's speed this up a bit. I've got work in 13 minutes. Ammo item does not destroy on use. Yeah, I created ammo ages ago. Worked, lovely, proper old school V1 sprites. I'm talking like it had about 10 pixels in comparison to these ammos that I've made for this branch. Let me pick which one is the parent. Which one is the parent? Is it gonna tell me? I've got a feeling it is this one. Is this parent? Yes, this is the parent, and all the other ammos point to this one. I did the increase ammo. I created a new function on the master, on that. Not this one, not BP master equipment, but BP master item, which is the true parent. Like I guess you'd say like the grandparent. I did this, and I did like a destroy. So like a destroy. Yeah, and I realized destroy actor destroys it from the world, but the slot, it's not the same. You don't destroy actor from the slot to make it remove the slot. I needed to remove item at index to remove it. So it was just I was trying to destroy something, but it was already actually being destroyed on collect. So as you see me collecting, it disappears. It's actually being destroyed in the game world, and a reference to it, like almost like a copy, but like a slot, a non-game world copy is being stored that way. Right, okay, sorry. I had to go away for a sec. Yeah, so it does not destroy. Yeah, we've sorted that one. Need to update service pistol animations, armor piercing sprites. What was the issue? And it was. Huh. Think. What was the issue? Maybe if I stare at it. Tricky one. Like normally I'd just be able to do it. No animation. Yeah. It's partly to do with like creating an empty magazine as well. When I imported these, let me get the one that's got a background so you can see what I mean better. The import cutoff was at yellow, so then I just had to import the rest. The rest in this case being these bunch of extra missing ones and these three for the empty magazines. Don't use that one yet. It was easy to do there and then. You don't really get empty shotgun shells, do you? Like, you know, I guess you do. You can fill them, but yeah, not done that one yet. I believe it relates to that. There's probably something else I've forgot because I like to make them vague. Clearly, duplicates in the sort list. Right, yes. So this very old. Let me show you. If you're wondering, in the tutorial series, half of it was Ryan Laley. So inventory was Ryan Laley. The pickup item stuff was Ryan Laley. You'll be able to find him. And I used a bit of, I think, Gorka and a bit of, I can't remember his name. If I remember the names, I will put them in my bio and do a post about it, just because, you know, it's only fair. I've done a lot of learning myself, but without them I wouldn't be able. They are the thing that helped me start. But anyway, back on the mission. Sort that, not that button, but that filter used to be. Maybe I can find you a copy from a previous version. Let me show you something cool. You might not have done this before. Right click, version control, history. We want, let's pick, yeah, I was working. I was doing stuff on New Year's Eve. Difference against this one, workspace file, so the one we're on right now. Pop up, event hub. Look at sort difference side by side. Left, if you had 10 items that had a name and you could sort by name, you would have 10 names in the sort list. It's not a distinct list. If you think in SQL, it's like you've just not done a select distinct, you've just done a select. And same for, like, I don't know, if you do like Power BI or something, you're trying to create like a dimension table. It's just you haven't got a distinct list. Right. So what I've done this myself actually. Look on the right, the difference is instead of dumping it as an option, so adding another option in the drop down, I am saying, okay, so in that enum, so that enum's just a list, just like the drop down distinct values. In that enum, cast it to string, find the place in the current filter, the drop down box. Okay, return the index for where it is, the location. From that index, get that string, and if that string, so what's currently in the drop down box, equals what's in this enum, then do nothing else, add it as an option. Then, when completed, get the first one. So 0 is first in this case. And then select it. So it selects top. It's like selecting the first value that pops up. That's that for inventory. I actually did the crafting one first, and the crafting one you will see is so yeah, I created a real basic filter. No love has been done, just stuck it in there. And then there you go. It's the same except from category drop down and recipe categories rather than, what was it, like item drop down, rather than sort type enum and sort type box. I don't call things box, so that's how you know I did it on the tutorial ages ago. But that's that one. And what that looks like now, see, is a distinct list. And you got like food, and you got like weapon, ammo, and you got this. You got a distinct list. There you go. There you go. So there's that. I did that myself. I guess you could say I Rain-manned it. That's what I sometimes realize. I've realised I'm doing loads of bugs. I need to speed this up. Stair transition level does not trigger. It lost. Again, it's all making sense now with the OneDrive thing. Why it would disappear. Yeah, save it. We'll just only rearrange some stuff. It lost these. These are the transitions. So as you're walking down, boom, it does the stairway animation and does hallway lower off the end of it, as you can see with that bit there. And then when you come back up from hallway lower, it starts you there. So obviously after, so in front of it, rather than it starting you here and then you be in a perpetual loop of just being stuck on the stairs. These were missing. Didn't have to do anything special. Forgot to tick exit at one point and I was getting confused, but yeah, it's creating replicas with OneDrive because for whatever reason the file must have been locked and it's like, oh, I'll just create a replica. It didn't ask me about that actually. It's meant to flag it up as a lock problem and what do you want to do, but it didn't, so that's why it's being fully taken out of OneDrive now. Need to wipe craft detail when changing categories. Yes, originally, you see I've clicked that, and I go to that. Originally it would still show you that, it would show you that thing I selected, you know, this, the detail as I'm referring it to. Sorted that out. I just needed to stick a update detail window, and then an absence is null, so wipe. So it just wipes it. This is used in a few different places, so it's almost like it's just like an update pass. It could just be called update. In other functions, it is just called update. Last bug. Shouldn't have done a hyphen for this one. Function keys. Function keys. Again, I already did this, and I had to. You know, when you start thinking, have I gone mad? Have I just forgot to do it? So we've got item. We want interact, no collect. We want beds. We want dorm beds. Blue is the parent. These are the children. So blue. Originally, this was set to input interact and L key. I just changed it to the enhanced input and then untriggered. So interact and interact light, because the beds can, it's light over the bed. You see like there. So, and then you can tidy, untidy, light on, light off. But then obviously you can have tidy, light on, light off, untidy, light on, light off. So that's 4 separate sprites, 4 separate variations. So that's that. Right. Craft initial, craft item recipes. I made a few. So there's blueprints for them and there's assets for them. So it's all them. Nothing special if I just pick one of each. So yeah, I created a recipe category so I could split it in the crafting menu, as you saw. I've got that to mention. Just putting the weight, how much it can be stacked by the pool, so the ammo pool, so 13 bullets. Doesn't do anything in particular. We have the partial clip, which I've left it as 13, but it's not actually 13. There is a function in consumable ammo partial. Yep. Where you saw the other one where it was just increase ammo. Now this one is a rand maximum 12, because if it was 13 it wouldn't be a partial clip, it would be a full clip. So greater than 1, because 1 would be a bullet. Technically I could put in 1 and just have it as like an empty clip or whatever, but it's something to think about. So greater than a single bullet, less than a full magazine. Don't actually need that now, it does work. Increase ammo, again, just uses the increase ammo thing, which then, you remember of the last branch, we talked about the action, create update ammo pools, just jumps on that, updates the ammo pool. There is a bug with it, where it's doing something weird, it's not adding correctly, but functionally this is fine, it's something else, it's just, refactor, you create something new, and then you've got to update a bunch of stuff. But that's that one, and then we have bullet, which is all kinetic. There you go. So just find where it is, find the ammo pool, increase ammo, and then is that normal? Is that right? So you get the damage type. That find. Huh. Right. I'm gonna have to make a bug for that, because it does actually add 1 bullet, but not always, and that might be why, because it might be doing some like fallback thing on a, if it's not a local variable and it's global, it's maybe using the last value. Something for me to look at. But you see, I've created each one. So there's kinetic, and there's armor piercing, and there's PDW, and there's service pistol. So there you go. Same thing. It's the parent of the kinetic bullet. So I only need to change it once, and they all fall into line. Create ammo items for service thingy. So yeah, I created the sprites previously in the thumbnails. I had not created the blueprints. Well, I'm afraid when I say items, I mean like the blueprints. When I say recipes, I'm referring to the recipe inside the data asset, which is these. So one gunpowder, one metal scrap creates one bullet. So that's that. That's all done. You've already seen them in the game world. Migrate crafting menu recipes to come from data assets. Yes, so you can see there's a recipe and they're all in here. And when I do this, all feeds from the recipes inside. And how I did that was I migrated it, generate crafting list. That's fine, but then I had to do a recipe entries. This used to be a struct. Now it's again item class, class defaults. Get the data asset, get the recipe, and then if there's two parts to the recipe, that's why it's an array. It's getting for each part of that recipe. Get the item class and the required amount, ping it in, and what it's pinging it into is that. There you go, 25 bullets, one of them, and there is, empty magazine's not being populated with a thing. Again, it's OneDrive. It's OneDrive syncing out. One sec, I might just do it now. It's easy enough. So it's material, isn't it? So it's empty. What have we got? 601. Okay. Yeah, because the items, because you see I've already done it, but the items haven't been updated. Let me just go to items. Get rid of that. Re-import. Oh, pain in the backside. I'll do it now for you. It again, I had to do a similar thing to fix the protagonist. So it'll just load up and I'll sort it. Might as well do it while we're on the call. Video. Okay. So, see, it's not put them there, and I bet because it's done an end version, not zombie medical. No, it hasn't done an end version. It's done my home PC version. Right. Okay. Open up that. There we go. Let's delete that one, rename it. I know, a bit destructive. Like that. Now what we'll do when they done? Let's delete them. I'll have to update. Hopefully this won't break anything. It shouldn't do. I could have just re-exported them, but you know, it's looking at me in the face. I might as well just do it here. Yeah. Oh, don't you hate OneDrive? OneDrive's great until it's suddenly not, and then it causes all sorts of trouble. Right, watch this. I don't even need to re-extract them now. Let me do re-import, and then we do like 139, 140, just resets the cell. There you go. So that's that one. So there we go, that's populated. We also need 1 second, it's missed something. Where are they? Redirector. There we go. This just helps me find stuff. So what was that? It was like 600. I think that was Sprite 600. good. It's done them all. You see, it's done it all now. Right, so let's have a look. Populated. So now when I play it, empty magazine. Right, so you see, don't use OneDrive, just use GitHub. But now they come from the data asset. Splitting ammo by the categories. The categories was quite easy to do. I just chucked in a horizontal box, text, and a drop down, like a combo box string. And then from there, you've already seen what I've done with there. So when you click on that, whatever you click on the drop down, that is the current string. And then regenerate the list. And then regenerate the list where you see whatever you clicked on outputs as the current recipe string. Regenerate the list. Different to generate the list. Regenerate the list is what I've made. Do the same thing again as generate, but where the recipe category for these unlocked craftable items matches the current category. True, then add them in. If you don't, then do nothing and then update it. And that's how you see me do this. So you've got ammo, you've got food, you've got nothing, you've got ammo, you've got nothing. Like that. So that's what that one's doing. Just be 1 second. Bear with me, please. Okay, 1 second. Right, I'm back. I thought I was going crazy. So that's how I did the split. Create empty magazine items. You've already seen it in Photoshop how I get them. They're the items. They're the sprites. All the items are. They are a material. So they're just a copy. There's no parent master. The parent is directly from the item. There's nothing special in the blueprint at the moment. The data asset is that. It comes up. There's no ammo pool. It's nothing. It's just empty. Yeah, you can stack 3 of them. You can use them to add the bullets in to then create ammo. There is a thing I wanted to do where you see currently empty magazine and 13 bullets for a full clip. I want to do something where you can just like add a single round in. Maybe in the inventory we do like right click or something and it just a little animation to add 1 round in at a time. Because right now you need 13 rounds and if you had 12 rounds you'd have to reload it 1 by 1 with a right click. You can't get a full clip, for example. You can't create a partial clip. It's everything or nothing at the moment. It's too black and white. So I've got a task to sort that out. What else? Create crafting breakdown, category breakdown. Yeah, you've already seen that. Some of these kind of overlap, but you've already seen it with the thing here. So I've got a category there for the actual thing for the item, but then there's a recipe category breakdown, which is slightly more succinct than the categories used for like everything else in the game. Create enum for crafting sorting. I did, and then I realized I didn't actually need it. Well, see, I don't think it's there anymore. No, I got rid of it. It wasn't anything special. It's just like this. But I created a separate one because I thought that was the thing that was creating dupes, but it wasn't. So I created it and then got rid of it. Enhancement, so darker background for the crafting menu. It was just, yeah, it was just too dark. So I just, it was just too transparent or translucent. So I just made it slightly less translucent, less transparent. Yeah, yeah, that's that. Upgraded the crafting widget, just a generic one. So yeah, now it's got filter. Now it's got darker elements, easier to look at. example, if I just do like, oh, I've loaded up in the wrong level. But you see, you can actually kind of see. I do need to change it to thumbnail version, which you still can't kind of see. It does need another pass. I need to change the ammo to like a thumbnail version with a background, not the non-background. So that's something for me to do. And then migrate to 5.5. Felt overdue. Wondered if it was to do with the bug where it was crashing to desktop, doing real weird stuff. It wasn't necessarily related. It was more OneDrive's fault. But yeah, I upgraded anyway, and I migrated it to like an NVMe now. But that's it for this one. Sorry, it's been a bit all over the place. I am rushing a little bit, I guess you could say. I'm currently working on missions, and the extra stuff, the extra one I've added in, I think, is to do with the AI sense. I don't know if I put it in for the action branch video. Just want to make it a bit slicker. There's elements where sometimes the enemies feel like they're on ice, where they kind of go to your last position sometimes, rather than, it just needs like a more ticks, to kind of update the okay, no, now move again, now move again. So yeah, I realise, but that's it for the extra branches. I'll do a showcase now, actually, just to show you it. Nothing fancy, but it's getting there. Yes. Right. Play, normal. They're going to come back to life. They're on 100% resurrect. Let's see. So equipped. The ammo doesn't work quite right, but what we can do is maybe we can craft something. Do I need to craft anything? I haven't got enough stuff. The reload won't fully work, but we can craft stuff now. The whole branch is about crafting, not fixing ammo. So there you go. If you see that one. Anything else? I think we've used all gunpowder. Yep. Okay, on holster. See, like it hasn't done the ammo quite right. He's not fully dead. And then we can just go into here. I realise this is a crafting. It's supposed to be a crafting showcase, not shoot 'em all up showcase. But yeah, it's way better. The crafting menu is like, it might look kind of the same, but genuinely it is better. Before, let me just, for the last bit of the showcase, let me get the widget and then do before and after. Ammo, not ammo, crafting. That's the main one that's changed. The rest of them are just slots and like little things to see, like how much ammo, how much you need for each thing. History. Let's do before this branch started. Will it let me see the visual side? I don't think it will actually. Well, let me see the visual side. Okay, so I guess I'll just have to show you like the code side. I wanted to do it side by side with the widget, but you can see the right is like the new stuff. So there you go, current item info, that was the old way. So these are all the upgrades, very much what I've already gone through. That's kind of the same, I've just moved it about. Again, it's very much upgrading it to the new way of working. Regenerating craftable list after you've sorted it. There you go, current item info there. don't have that anymore. It's now we just use the class and we feed we feed the data asset. It does show you the widget stuff actually, but only on like the code side, not the visual side. But you see, there's been extra additions. I should have really named that properly. Let me name it properly. Commit it, even though it's in the wrong one, and then we're done. Item detail border. Right, that'll do for now. Save. That's it. Thank you for your time. The next one will be started. Sorry, it's already started. I've got some cool ideas for the missions. I'll create maybe three or four. This mostly just kill and collect sort of missions, but you know, that's what usually they are in games anyway, at least some of them. They'll get more sophisticated when we get to version 2. But yeah, thank you for your time, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.